Hello and welcome back to Wisdom Inspired Living, a Wisdom of the Family Soul series exploring how our relationship with life is shaped through belonging, inheritance, and the deeper systemic patterns that live within us. Today's conversation moves into one of the deepest and most emotionally sensitive aspects of systemic work. Receiving life through our parents. From a systemic perspective, life does not arrive abstractly. Life comes through relationship, through a mother, through a father, through ancestry, and through the family soul. For many people, agreement to life becomes complicated when the path life came through was painful, absent, interrupted, confusing, or emotionally difficult. This can create a profound inner conflict, wanting life while simultaneously resisting aspects of where life came from. Often, without fully realizing it, the relationship we hold towards our parents deeply influences the relationship we hold towards life itself. Today, we explore this with gentleness, compassion, and systemic awareness. One of the foundational understandings with systemic work is life comes through our parents, not symbolically, literally, whether the relationship was loving, painful, close, distant, supportive, complicated, interrupted, or absent. Life still came through them. And this matters deeply within the family soul. Because often when unresolved pain exists towards parents, there can also be unconscious resistance toward life itself. This does not mean we must deny painful experiences. It does not mean we excuse harmful behavior. And it certainly does not mean forcing emotional closeness where safety is absent. Systemic understanding is not about pretending relationships were perfect. It is about recognizing the deeper relational reality underneath existence itself. Sometimes people unconsciously separate themselves from life because they have separated themselves emotionally from the path life came through. And the nervous system may then hold conflicting experiences, longing for connection, longing for belonging, and longing for life, while simultaneously carrying anger, grief, disappointment, rejection, or emotional pain connected to the parental relationship. This creates inner tension, not because the person is wrong, but because life and relationship are deeply interconnected within the family soul. For many people, this conversation is emotionally complex because not everyone experienced nurturing, emotional safety, or support from parents. Some experienced absence, rejection, criticism, instability, addiction, trauma, emotional neglect, violence, or deep misunderstanding. And systemic work always honors the reality of those experiences. Agreement to love is never about minimizing pain, but it hurts. But it does invite us to explore something deeper. Can we separate the experience of receiving life from everything else that happened afterward. This can be difficult emotionally because often the psyche combines them together. If pain came through relationship, the nervous system may begin associating relationship with danger, love with pain, life with suffering. And then agreement to love becomes difficult because the body still experiences life through the lens of unresolved emotional hurt. From the wisdom of the family soul perspective, healing often begins when we gently acknowledge my parents may not have been able to give me everything I needed. And yet, life still came through them. This is not about denying grief. It is about making space for a deeper reality alongside the pain. Sometimes healing begins not with forcing reconciliation, but with allowing life itself to belong. Within the family soul, belonging is profoundly important. Every person longs to belong to family, to relationship, to life itself. And when connection with parents becomes wounded, complicated, or emotionally fractured, many people unconsciously experience disconnection from belonging itself. This may appear as feeling disconnected from life, difficulty trusting relationship, self-rejection, chronic loneliness, emotional isolation, and difficulty receiving, feeling outside of life. Sometimes people unconsciously reject aspects of themselves because they associate those with a part of a parent they struggle with emotionally. For example, appearance, personality traits, emotions, sensitivity, strength, vulnerability. And without realizing it, rejecting parts of themselves often creates further distance from life itself. From a systemic perspective, healing begins through inclusion, not forced closeness, but pretending pain never existed, but acknowledging this too belongs. This is part of my story, and this is part of the path through which life arrived. The Agreement to Love Wisdom material speaks about honoring our roots, recognizing inherited patterns, and understanding how they shape our present reality. Often, awareness creates enough space for relationships to soften internally, not perfectly, but honestly. One of the deepest movements in systemic healing is the movement towards receiving life more fully. Not only surviving life, not only enduring life, receiving it, allowing ourselves to participate in it, to belong within it, to stand within our own existence without constantly rejecting parts of where we came from. This does not require denying pain. Pain can still exist. Boundaries can still exist. Grief can still exist. But alongside that, something else can begin emerging. Acknowledgement, humility, awareness, compassion for the complexity of being human. And from the perspective of wisdom-inspired living, agreement to life often deepens when we stop requiring life's path to have been perfect before we allow ourselves to belong. This changes something profound internally. Instead of remaining emotionally divided from life, relationships slowly becomes possible again. And relationship restores flow. Not immediately, not magically, but gradually. The nervous system softens. The body relaxes. Life becomes less like something we must fight and more like something we can begin participating in consciously. I want to invite you now into a gentle moment. Take a slow breath. Notice your body. Notice your breathing and simply ask yourself, what is my relationship with receiving life? And perhaps, are there parts of my story, my family, or myself that still struggle to belong within me? There is no need to force answers. Only notice. Sometimes awareness itself begins restoring relationship. And sometimes relationship is where healing begins. Thank you for being here with me today. I know this conversation can touch a very tender place within you. So move gently with yourself after this episode. And in our next episode, we will explore how belonging restores flow and why exclusion, disconnection, and unresolved systemic dynamics often interrupt moving within our lives. Till then, remember, agreement to life does not require a perfect story. Sometimes it begins with allowing yourself to acknowledge this is the path life came through. And perhaps slowly, life can begin flowing more freely through you as well. May this awareness continue unfolding gently within you as you deepen your relationship with the wisdom of the family soul. And if you found something valuable in this section, why don't you share it that you care about? And yes, give us a like. And if you haven't done so, it's now maybe time to subscribe. You do not miss out on the next episode. Take care, and I will see you.